say to me?
I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea?
So I am on a quest to finally astral project. I have learned about this concept and known about this concept since I was around the age of 13 years old, but I've never ever done it before. I've always told myself I wanted to do it, but I've never, really was serious about it, I felt like. And I think I tried to read this one book at one time, and it was telling you about certain techniques, how you could use a pulling method or a running method, which probably are good methods that can pull your astral self out of your body. But I've never been, truly committed to trying to do it. I've watched plenty of videos in the past 5 to 6 years about, astral experiences and what you do and what you will see, and everything manifests instantaneously, and you got to be at a certain frequency. Your mind got to be right, or you'll spawn in negative energies and things of that nature. So my question to y'all would be, have y'all done it, and are you also on a quest to do it like myself? Because for me personally, why do I want to do it? Well, for one, I feel like in the humans, there's a lot of abilities that we have, and the regular matrix like society, the average NPC bot like society, teach you to get indoctrinated into learning certain concepts, and they don't teach you how to do certain things with your mind, your body, and spirit. If you've seen my past videos, I haven't already finished reading the Kabbalion. I apologize. And a lot of people are just living through their lives, not knowing nothing that they need to know about, life, death, all the abilities that we have. The average person just goes to sleep every night, has dreams, thinks things is demonic, think everything's demonic, goes around their life just letting the universe or whatever you believe in sway you around. And I've always been aware of stuff like this, and I just want to keep going and furthering my intellect and my knowledge. So that is one main reason why I want to do it. I also want to gain information. This also ties into lucid dreaming. I've never actually lucid dreamed before. I've heard, you can fly, you can do all those types of sorts of things. Astral projection, your astral self come out. You have a tether that tethers you back to your body. I've read and I've heard of a lot of things like that. You can talk to the ancestors, like when they show you in the movies, Black Panthers, and a lot of people just seen the new Sinners. They talk a lot in the Black culture movies. They show how you can connect to your ancestors through the astral, through dreams, intellect. I know they even show you movies like Doctor Strange with the Grandmaster Supreme. She puts this out of his astral self, out of his human body, because he knew nothing. All he knew was the physical. He was just the richest guy on the plane. He was like a rich neurosurgeon. He had the nice cars. He got in an accident. His whole life changed because his hands were gone. He went all over the world to find out missing and what he needed to know, what he needed to do to get his hands back, his career back. Ran into an old guy that was never supposed to walk again. He gave him some insight. Found out about energy, all the Eastern culture concepts that us Westerners aren't really on. They don't want us to be on. And, ran into the Grandmaster Supreme and through a lot of, begging or whatever, if you've seen the movie. She led him into the mystery system, which is a system dating back thousands of years ago. This stuff is based off of real concepts. Movies, people think a lot of this stuff is just movies. Nah, a lot of this stuff is real. And like I was showing you, him meditating and astral projection. So, also another reason I want to do this is because I just want to be prepared. Like, certain events can happen in your life. You never know when it's your time to leave your physical and live in the, so you want to prepare yourself while you're still in the physical, so you're aware of what comes after death. Because most people just have a concept of what they think comes after death. But you, in your body, right now, alive, watching this video, can prepare yourself for that time period. You do the necessary and right things to get there. You feel me? So what I did was, back home where I'm from, it's a big library. That's what my father has. He has not read all these books, but my dad's a pretty conscious guy. That's where, a lot of my conscious, DNA probably came from, passed down. So I've always, from master teachers like Bobby Hemmett, Brother Panic, if you want to look those guys up, they're master teachers. They taught all the information and the knowledge years and years ago. They always talk about this book, Astral Dynamics. So I'm going to read this book to further my journey into astral projection, of course, And another reason is why I feel like I'm getting to a point now, if you're still in watching, I'm getting to a point now that where I have a lot of sleep paralysis. Since I was a kid, the average person, they scared, oh, that's not good, you need to go to the doctor. No. Sleep paralysis is a state and point where you're conscious, but your body's asleep. So when your body's asleep and your mind's conscious, you can't really move because, your brain secretes a certain hormone every night when you go to sleep. When you fade off, where your consciousness fades off, but your subconscious is always working, but that's a different story. But basically, I have a lot of sleep paralysis. It used to be I couldn't move my eyes, but nowadays, the older I got, I can move my eyes, I can't move my body. And I start seeing a lot of objects, I start getting lots of chills, lots of vibration, from my recent studies. When you get a lot of vibrations like that, you're supposed to just relax and calm down, because eventually your spiritual self is finna, your astral self is finna come out. And you're conscious, so you're gonna be looking around. It's gonna be a cool experience. I heard of people say they've had experiences like that, astral, out of body experiences, but they were frightened. That's the point. You're not supposed to be frightened. So I'm finna, try all these things, because when it's your time and you is no longer a vessel and you're just an energy with a consciousness, you got to be able to formulate your thoughts, and you don't want to be just like, the average person that, in their human experience, they didn't evolve, they didn't gain no knowledge, you feel me? So, this is what I'm on. This is how I view my life. And, I'm trying to keep expanding my life to get to a certain point. I'm saying? I'm trying to be, king, really successful in my physical, in my human experience is who I am. But then, I'm also working on my spiritual work. You can't just know all this knowledge and not practice it. Now you just preaching. You're not practicing what you preach. You just a talker at that point. So you got to practice. So there's a lot of things I'm trying to gain. I'm trying to gain knowledge. I'm just trying to further my evolution in my mind and my body, because we all gonna die. We all destined to die. Life comes with death. So I'm trying to further my mind, my body, my just my intelligence, and I'm just trying to experience what's on the level above life, because they say the astral is still a part of the physical, just another form of the physical, because it's a projection of your physical and it's tied to the physical. So I'm trying to get to this other form of this stage, and just keep trying to elevate as much as I can, and with this book, hopefully I get there. I know I've heard stories about in your meditation you could be astral projection, flying around when it's raining, all types of things, You can do a lot of things, a lot of knowledge you can gain. And they show us, like in all the shows, like I told you, Doctor Strange, even the kids shows. Adventure Time, it was episodes about Finn. Ice King can see spirits with his wizard's eyes. Finn trapped in the spirit world. Jake, Fifth Dimension, reincarnation cycles. Through Avatar Last Airbender, the Avatar state, rise your consciousness through your chakras. It's a lot of stuff they tell you. And there's a lot of, concepts through culture. But if you don't have that eye to see it, it's not going to mean nothing to you. But yeah, I just wanted to ask y'all, what are y'all experiences, and have y'all done it? Or have y'all got somewhere that y'all want to do it? Or y'all interested in it? Let me know.